You know, there's something to be said when black women have to like muster up the courage to go outside with our hair the way it grows out our head. I'm guilty. Are you? Let's get into it.
The thing is, the cops saw it, so they didn't pull it.
Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for clicking on the video. This is a review for Bad Hair. This was a movie over there on Hulu. You know, they got a bunch of Halloween themed movies going on right now, and this one premiered on the 23rd. I'm not sure what day that was, but it premiered this week sometime. Or was that last week? Last week, because the week just started. So it premiered, I think that was Friday. Anyway, the movie, I'm not gonna, go blow for blow because I really don't have the battery life for that on this little phone here. She in the red, so we're gonna be talking fast so that, it don't die on y'all. We're set in Los Angeles. Let me make sure we're in LA. Yeah, Los Angeles, 1989. First, before anything, we see a little girl getting a relaxer. And I'm thinking it was her big sister. Come to find out, it's her cousin. But she's giving her a relaxer, an older cousin. And she's making some very, colorist remarks, saying things like, oh, now you'll be able to, assimilate, blend in with this family. Now you actually look like, now we actually look related. Because cousin was, fair skin, good hair, and I put that in quotes because I don't say that. I don't do the good hair, bad hair. All hair is good hair. All of our hair is good hair. I'm gonna say that. However our hair grows, it's good. It's good. But anyway, we fast forward, and we are in Los Angeles, 89, and sis is working this new job. She's going on interviews, by the way, but in every interview, they're all looking at her, like, you're not going to do nothing with your hair. And it's, like I said earlier, there's a lot to be said about that. I'm 32, and I am just now comfortable with my hair being however it is. And I won't even say fully, because I did a big chop maybe 4 or 5 months ago. And it wasn't 4 or 5 months ago. It wasn't that long ago. Maybe I should say I didn't get a relaxer for like 4. I can't remember. But I recently did a big chop. And I should know this because aren't you supposed to just, jot down the day? I don't know. Not sure. I ain't keeping up. All I know is I cut all them relaxed ends off not too long ago. And looking at myself with my hair in its natural state, I was just like, what am I supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to do? Okay, now I'm gonna be a product junkie, and I'm finna buy everything in the store so that I can try some things out and figure out what works for my hair. It's a lot that goes into our hair, and so we just straighten it. For years I was telling myself, because I've done this before, I've gone natural before, and I went right back to the relaxer when I got tired of my hair not being slick and sleek. And it's like, that ain't my hair. Like, it's just not gonna do that. So I need to stop trying to force it. Like I said, I'm 32 and I'm just now comfortable with my hair. That's crazy. And you know what I blame? I blame racism. I blame slavery. I blame all of that, because if they hadn't have told me my hair was nappy, then, and you know what? It wasn't even them. I can't even blame them. It was one of us. I remember, story time. I guess we'll get back to the movie in a minute. I remember middle school. I got my first relaxer when I was in 8th grade. And at my school where we sat, like, picture this. The wall is, where the people would be standing in the lunch line. Like, sometimes the line was all the way back into the cafeteria. And, if your table was, along the wall, people were standing behind you in line waiting to get their lunch. These group of girls, like, drugged me. Okay. Oh my God, her hair is so nappy. Like, look at her hair. Like, just, the snickering and giggling and all of that behind me. Talking about my hair. Because, of course, I had to wear it natural, in its natural state, that whole day. Normally, normally my mom was pressing my hair out. So, nobody had ever seen me like that anyway. From that moment on, I guess it was like ingrained in me. It needs to be straight. It has to be straight to be acceptable. Sleek. It has to be slick and sleek. And if it doesn't, it's unkept. And I even feel, and I'm telling y'all, like, I really have to muster up the strength. And that's really sad. I'm really trying to work on that. Like, I hate that we're here in this place, as a people, like as black women. And I'm not going to say as black women, because there are a lot of black women who have come to grips and who don't have those hang-ups at all. But for those of you that have those hang-ups like me, and who feel like, okay, yeah, I'm natural, and I'm not going back to the relaxer, but put a wig on it, put a weave in it, put some braids in it, do something to it so I don't have to fight with it. I get that. Anyway, back to the movie. She works for a network, for a TV network. I would say it's kind of like VH1 or MTV or something like, no, let's say BET. It was BET first. And then new people came in, and come to find out, now it's white owned. And they want to whitewash the entire network, take out all of the urban shows. And when they whitewashed the place, they took out the very urban, and I wouldn't even call her urban. She was just, think about your humanities professor down to the HBCU. Think about her. She had, oh my goodness, this woman's sister locks. Amazing. And every time I see her, I am like in awe, or I'm like gagging and gawking over those sister locks, because they're beautiful. I love sister locks. Love them. Love them. But anyway, they got rid of her because she wasn't willing to change who she was, the essence of who she is as a black woman, to appease this network for these white folks. And so she was fine with stepping down. They brought in Vanessa Williams' character, and she's fair skinned, of course. She got this long weave in her hair and everything like that. So she comes in and she gonna shake the table. Okay, we're getting rid of this, getting rid of that. All the stuff that reminds us of black folk and culture, because that was the name of the show. It was called Culture. No, it's called The Culture. And now we're gonna change that, and we're just gonna call it The Cult. Whitewashed, gentrified, all of that. And they hit on gentrification because where Anna lived, that's the girl's name, the leading character, where she lived, the area was being gentrified. And so the landlord, raised her rent $500. She can't afford that, of course. We got a lot of cameos in this movie. We had Kelly Rowland, and she was getting her Janet Jackson on. She is supposed to be like a pop star. So was Usher. Usher was on it. We had Blair Underwood. Blair Underwood was fine. With that salt and pepper. Listen, I don't really do Blair like that, because every time we see Blair on screen, he getting on my nerves. He beating on somebody, dogging somebody. He just, but he was fine with that salt and pepper. Who else do we have? Lena Waithe, she was in there giving us, the comedic, relief. MC Light was on the thing. I'm trying to make sure I don't forget none of these cameo appearances. I don't think I forgot nobody. But backstory on the whole thing and why we got Scary Weave. So in order to move up in the network, because, she came up with, well, not in real life, but on this show, she was the one that was coming up with the whole music countdown concept. And she brought that to the lady. She's like, I'm thinking this is what we should do, like play videos and have the people in the audience, vote for them. And, like she came up with that whole TRL, 106 in Park type of thing. And her boss, Vanessa Williams, she liked the idea. And she also, wanted everybody that worked with her, to change their look. And so out with the braids, natural looks. Because at first, everybody in the office was rocking a fro or some plaits or something. Now it's like, I need everybody to get a weave. And I need y'all to go over here to Laverne Cox and get it done. And Laverne was looking like a witch. So I don't know why the people didn't know that she wasn't who she said she was. Something was off about her. She gave that girl that sew-in, and she's tender-headed, like really tender-headed. So she was sitting in the chair crying. It was just all types of anecdotes and, little nuggets in there of my little childhood as a black girl. Getting the relaxer, getting your hair pressed out, your mama burning your ear, that sort of thing. But anyway, the background on this is she got a book from her Uncle Blair Underwood. And, he's into, African history. And more so, he's a meditating, manifesting universe type of black person. Trying not to be rude by saying all of that. But y'all know what type of black person I mean when I say all that. That's what Blair was given. And he gave her this book. And it was a story of the woman... the Moss Lady, I think that was the name of it. The Moss Lady, I can't remember. But anyway, the Moss Lady was about this. She was a slave woman who stole moss off of her master's tree and put it on her hair and wore it as weave, wore it as hair. Come to find out, it wasn't moss on that tree, but it was witches' hair. Like the hair from, witches. And they fed off of blood. And so when these people would get these weaves, witches would take over their hair. Because it was their hair, they would just take over and try to, come back into, human form, through the host. And so when she got her weave, she ended up, her landlord tried to rape her. And this is when we first see what happens with his hair. And he tries to rape her, and her hair does a thing and attaches itself to his chest and just sucks the blood, all of his blood out, and just drinks it all up, drinks them dry. And afterwards, her hair was longer. If it didn't, if it wasn't fed, then it'd be all dry and crunchy looking. And then the stylist told her never to get it wet. And so she never got it wet. Also, when the witches would, take over, you would see it in the eyes and all of that. The eyes would turn, that scary yellow color. But she didn't find all of this out about this, about the Moss Lady until, later on, because it was weird that things were happening to her with this hair. The hair wouldn't let you cut it out, or none of that. The hair had completely taken over. Come to find out, the hair done took over Vanessa Williams too. And so it's got her. Anybody that got their hair done, the hair was coming alive and doing things and had to kill people and, all sorts of stuff just to stay long and luxurious. And, the message behind it is are you willing to go through, these types of leaps and bounds, for success and all of that? You're going to change yourself for this? Is it worth it? And no, it's not. It's not worth chemical burns for, for these relaxers. It's not worth pulling your edges out and, getting a bad batch of hair. You don't wasted your money. It's not worth none of that. Rock your hair however it grows out your head. Try to find you some protective styles. I was learning, okay? I'm over here okay, lesson learned. See, that's why I don't do them sew-ins no more. Look at it. And I don't. You won't find me with no sew-in. Won't find me with no sew-in ever again. Won't find me with no relaxer ever again. You gonna definitely find me in a wig. Definitely, okay? Because those come in handy. And that's a protective style, too. Don't let these folks tell you that it's not. And then again, it's black women, we can wear our hair however we want. That's also a lesson. Wear your hair how you want. Don't let society tell you that you can't wear it straight or that you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that. We can wear our hair 11 million different ways. So do that. If that's what you want to do, do that. I just read that in the movie, she came on her cycle and her hair had like stretched all the way down, like in her shirt, down in her pants, and sucked up all the period blood. And I was like, whose idea was to write that in? Because that's nasty. And then it just shoot. No, it's not dripping with period blood and blood clots and shit. That's nasty. That was nasty. Yeah, like I said, I didn't want to run through the movie, you know, with the play-by-play, but I did want to come on here and talk about it a little bit. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get TJ in his music class. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed the movie. If you did watch it, if you didn't, you know, it's cute for yang around the house. It ain't no, you know, no blockbuster movie or nothing, but it was cute. It was, you know, something for me to review because right now nothing is on. Yeah, I'm gonna try to come back with, I wanted to know, please drop down in the comments. Please drop down in the comments and let me know if you guys would like for me to start reviewing Girlfriends. You know, now we got an adult perspective going on. You know, when I was watching it, I was a teenager. And so now, watching it as an adult, I'm sure there are, you know, some talking topics as it relates to friendships and relationships and things like that. So if y'all want me to review Girlfriends, let me know and I'll start watching her. Yeah, all right. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.